in the heart of an ancient, vibrant forest, where the trees whispered secrets to the wind and the sun dappled through the leaves like scattered gold coins, lived a young woman named Zara. She was known throughout her village not for her beauty, though she possessed it in abundance, but for her unwavering courage and a spirit as bright as the morning star. Zara'S village nestled beside the great river, a lifeline that snaked through the land, bringing sustenance and stories from distant places. One year, a terrible drought gripped the land. The river, once mighty, dwindled to a trickle, and the crops withered under the relentless sun. Despair began to creep into the hearts of the villagers. The elders, their faces etched with worry, gathered in council. "We must seek the Hearthstone," Mama Io, the oldest and wisest among them, declared. "It is said to rest atop the highest peak of the mountains of the moon, guarded by ancient spirits. Only its power can restore the river." Many brave warriors had attempted the journey, but none had returned with the Hearthstone. The path was perilous, filled with thorny thickets, cunning creatures, and the whispers of doubt that could mislead even the strongest spirit. Zara, listening from the edge of the gathering, felt a familiar fire ignite within her. She stepped forward, her voice clear and steady. "I will go," she announced. A murmur went through the crowd. "A woman, this is a quest for warriors," some whispered. But Mama Io looked at Zara, a knowing glint in her eyes. "Courage knows no gender," she said. "If Zara'S spirit calls her, then let her go." And so, with a simple satchel carrying dried fruit and water, and a heart full of determination, Zara began her journey. She bid farewell to her family, who watched with a mixture of pride and fear. The forest immediately began to test her. The paths were overgrown, and shadows danced, playing tricks on her eyes. But Zara remembered her grandmother's teachings. "Listen to the forest, and it will guide you." She moved with a silent grace, attuned to the rustling leaves and the calls of the birds. One evening, as dusk painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, Zara encountered a majestic lioness caught in a hunter's snare. The lioness roared in pain and frustration, her powerful body struggling against the ropes. Most would flee in terror, but Zara saw only suffering. Carefully, she approached the trapped beast, speaking in soft, soothing tones. "Fear not, great one," she whispered. "I mean you no harm." With steady hands, she began to untangle the snare, ignoring the sharp claws and the intimidating snarls. After much effort, the lioness was free. The lioness, instead of attacking, looked at Zara with intelligent eyes, then let out a low rumble, a sound that resonated deep within Zara's chest. She then turned and disappeared into the twilight. Zara continued her journey, a strange sense of warmth filling her heart. As she ventured higher into the mountains of the moon, the air grew thin, and the landscape became more rugged. Jagged rocks jutted out like teeth, and ancient trees clung precariously to the cliffs. One morning, a fierce eagle, its wingspan wider than Zara was tall, swooped down and snatched her satchel, flying high into the sky. Zara despaired. Her food and water were gone, but just as she felt a tear prick her eye, she heard a familiar roar. The lioness appeared, bounding through the rocky terrain. With an incredible leap, she launched herself into the air, snatching the satchel from the eagle's talons mid-flight. The eagle squawked in surprise and flew away. The lioness returned the satchel to Zara, nudging it gently with her nose before disappearing once more. Zara knew then that her act of kindness had been repaid. Finally, after days of arduous climbing, Zara reached the peak. Before her lay a shimmering cave entrance, guarded by two ancient, moss-covered statues carved from the mountain itself. As she approached, their eyes glowed with an ethereal light, and a deep voice echoed, "Who dares seek the Hearthstone?" Zara stood tall, her heart pounding but her voice unwavering. "I am Zara, from the village by the great river. My people suffer. I seek the Hearthstone to bring life back to our land." The statues seemed to consider her words. "Many have come, driven by greed or glory. Why should you be worthy?" "I am driven by love for my people," Zara replied, "and by the belief that even the smallest act of kindness can change the world." The ground rumbled, and slowly the statues parted, revealing a path into the cave. Inside, nestled in a bed of glowing crystals, pulsed the Hearthstone. It radiated a warm, vibrant light, pulsating with the very essence of life. Zara carefully approached the Hearthstone. As her fingers brushed its smooth surface, a surge of warmth flowed through her. She felt connected to the earth, the sky, and all living things. She gently lifted the stone, its light illuminating her face. With the Hearthstone clutched safely, Zara began her descent. The journey back seemed less daunting, as if the Hearthstone itself was guiding her. When she finally emerged from the forest and saw the familiar outlines of her village, a cheer erupted. The villagers rushed to meet her, their faces alight with hope. Zara walked to the dried-up riverbed and, with a silent prayer, placed the Hearthstone into the parched earth. Slowly, miraculously, a small trickle of water began to flow. The trickle grew, becoming a stream, then a rushing river, just as it had been before. The land began to drink, and a collective sigh of relief swept through the village. Life returned to the land, more vibrant than ever. The crops flourished, the animals returned, and the great river sang its joyful song once more. Zara, once just a young woman from the village, was now celebrated as the hero who had saved them all. But she never forgot the lessons of her journey, that true strength lies not in brute force, but in courage, kindness, and an unwavering spirit. And sometimes, the greatest heroes are those who listen to the whispers of their heart.